Again, another little fireside chat today. Okay, so part of the message today is about when they say letting bygones be bygones. That doesn't always mean like accepting whoever you're saying bye to back in. Okay, so let's keep that in mind, I guess, as we go through this reading. Especially when it comes to family, there's just certain things where you may be like, well, that's nice and all, but, or, when people want to say, oh, well, it's just water under the bridge. Well, might be water under the bridge, but that's a bridge that X, Y, and Z decide to burn. So I'm not there gonna go over there and try and help them rebuild it. They can do that on their own time. And if and when, if ever, I decide to go back to that bridge to the other side, then maybe, right? It's there's no timetable for it, okay? And especially if you're getting pressure from family members to make nice with the people that hurt you. Sometimes we don't want to make nice with the people that hurt us because they don't really understand the pain that they put us through. So, again, when they say let bygones be bygones, maybe that time will be the last time. It's sometimes that's just the way it goes. Even if it is somebody who you thought loved you, who you thought cared about you, who you thought would protect you, but in the end they just really wanted to save their own skin. When it came down to it, and it's like, well, you can try and make nice now, but that might be a while for me. And that's not you holding on to resentment. That is you living your life. That is you moving forward without those chains of those people holding you back. Okay? So, again, if you have other family members that want to be like, oh, well, family's family. You can't break the bonds with family. Yes, you can. Because just as the story of Cain and Abel, one of those brothers broke their contract as well of being a brother and what a brother was supposed to be. Right? Okay. So the first card here, Shapeshifter. So, let's show you the... it says here, transform and unveil your gifts. So yeah, you could have been in a situation where all the attention was going somewhere else, and now it's time for you to shapeshift and reveal the gifts that you have. For some of you, you may so it shows a bird here. You might have a gift of vision. There's also a wolf here. You might have a gift for passion, for fortitude, things of that nature. Things that other folks are unable to tap into because they have not yet faced up to their own fallacies, right? Sky Father, trust in the unknown. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about family members. Sometimes, yeah, if especially if other family members are taking, the abusive family member side, right? It's like, do I even have any family around looking out for me? Yes, you do. This Sky Father here. Okay. There is a father of us all. There is a mother of us all, right? Those energetic waves. And there's other people in the universe who maybe have never stepped into a church before, or maybe they've never stepped into a temple before. They are still being watched over as well. And just because those people, may have never been saved by, whoever your deity is, doesn't mean they're not out there doing the right thing. Okay? So here with this Sky Father, trusting in the unknown. Yeah, we don't know necessarily what tomorrow brings, but I can trust that I'm going to make the right decision tomorrow because I'm thinking of if somebody was watching over me, if somebody was mentoring me, if somebody was guiding me, how would they try to guide me? Some people call that prayer. And you can do that as well, right? So as you go into prayer, you might, you know, that might pull you into this shape shifting where it's like you were once this and now you become that. Okay, you might also be exploring a relationship with nature as you do that. Okay, I'm getting a strong hunting vibe for somebody. Not necessarily fishing so much, but actually actual hunting. Okay, is what I was getting. All right. Alrighty. Let's see here. Elder healing through the lineage. Okay. So yes, you know, maybe the elders you have didn't give you the right guidance. Maybe you do have elders that can give you the right guidance through your lineage, right? Maybe there's somebody who's an example of something that you would like to be. All right. You know, you might be somebody who lost contact with, you know, your primary folks, and then, you know, maybe you get reunited with somebody later and you discover, hey, you know, this lineage isn't so bad, right? This elder here also appears to have some markings on him as if, like, as a medicine man, okay? And, you know, the thing also with elders, they might tell you, look, you're not able to sit at the same table as you were growing up because are different, because things have, okay? Part of becoming an elder and recognizing that is realizing our lives aren't perfect, right? So someone else's fairy tale doesn't have to become your reality. And as we become older and become elders, right, we get wise to that fairy tale. We recognize that there are good things in life. We recognize there's bad things in life. We recognize there are, you know, okay things in life, right? Um, you know, chasing perfection is often a fool's journey, right? We have to accept what is, okay? Spring, your seeds grow. See your seeds grow. Okay. Yeah, we are just officially started into winter, right? So our next season will be spring. Some of you might be starting to think about what might you be planting. Some people start their seedlings during the winter season or early spring. Okay. So whatever you're planting over the winter season, okay, especially as we close out 2025 and go into 2026, right? If you plant seeds of hope, if you plant seeds of optimism, if you plant seeds of prosperity, those things will grow. They will grow. It's the devil who wants you to get rich quick. Trust me. You know, here we're playing the long game, right? So, you know, maybe you've been saving up for a new car or something, or a new to you car, right? And you go on the internet and you see, oh, all this and that, or you watch on some, you know, entertainment news and you see all these people have this, that, and the other. Well, that's fine for them, right? Um, But trust me, at the end of the day, when you know that you are able to do those things for yourself through hard work and dedication, it is its own reward, right? You will reap those rewards come springtime, and you will be leaping for joy, and you can say, I did that. Not mommy and daddy, not rich girlfriend or boyfriend, not a long lost relative, or not overnight meme coin. Okay? You can say, I did that because I worked hard and I deserve it. All right. Maybe I got one more here. The sun. Enjoy, success, and happiness. Yes. So as we plant those seeds and the joy starts to come forth, right? That's when we kind of bask in the glow, right? Basking in the glow of abundance around success and happiness. So during the winter season is a good time for reflection of what does that look like to you? How does that feel like to you? Okay. Again, so with those seeds, maybe, yes, having, your own or a nice transportation is something that is going to bring you happiness and enjoyment. Okay. Maybe for some of you, it's saving up for a vacation, right? Or maybe it's having some pets. Okay. I take my animals to the veterinarian. Sometimes, their veterinarian bills can be expensive, but they're worth it to me. Other people spend their money on other hobbies. Okay. If you can consider a pet a hobby. But things of that nature. All right. So, again, as you plant those seeds, enjoy the success and happiness that can come out of that. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? I know, again, that Cain and Abel, it's that jealousy, that bitterness. Other people want want you to carry those seeds, and you're not going to bloom carrying those kind of seeds around. Okay? So when I say, release and let bygones be bygones, sometimes it is exactly that. All right? And then, if you want to, if you ever feel reminiscent, you can say a prayer to watch over that person. You don't have to call them up. You don't have to write them a letter. You don't have to send them a postcard. You can pray. Pray to the universe above and say, hey, I know things aren't good between me and so right now, and I don't know if they ever will be. But I wish that they get better, right? I wish them well on their journey, right? I wish they are taught what you need them to see. Okay? All right. Okay. Traveler, move in a new direction. Okay. So for 2026, some of you may be moving in a new direction. That could be in the form of a romantic partnership. That could be in the form of actual moving locations. That could be in the form of a new job. Traveler, this moving in a new direction, that represents a lot of different things. You could have one of these things where a job actually takes you to locations, okay, where, what they used to call the folks, road warriors, right? People that, they'd be on the road 2-3 weeks out of the month, and then they're home 1 or 2 weekends type thing, right? You know, the folks that are like, well, what does dad look like again? But hey, you got a roof over your head, right? I mean, when I was younger, I knew a lot of folks that their parents did sales, so it required them to be gone for long stretches of time, or similarly over the road trucking, things of that nature. So, you know, moving in the new direction and being a traveler doesn't mean that you're out of the loop. Sometimes you're actually in the loop even more, right? Than where you thought everything was happening at, right? Because you're seeing it from a different perspective. Okay? Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Okay, again, not the voice of your mother, not the voice of your little brother, not the voice of, you know, Pastor Mike or whoever. Okay? I mean, some of them might have good ideas, right? But if you're thinking about what did you dream for yourself when you were a little kid? What, or when you had a spare moment alone of peace and quiet, what did you think your life might look like? Start thinking about that more and more and plant those seeds so that you can become that star ancestor and guide through to the next. Okay? You have the chance now to make it happen, right? And releasing those blockages, letting bygones be bygones, especially in 2025. The sooner you do it, the better you're going to feel. Also, I think some folks are afraid to do that because they're afraid of loneliness. They're, you know, afraid they might not have a family to return to. But when you walk in that kind of path and truth, your true family will find you, whether you are a religious person or not. Okay. Again, that's why sometimes certain people, you know, they get hooked into certain, you know, religious sects. Sometimes people end up calling them cults for that reason because they excuse abusive behaviors towards other family members. And, you know, that was always one of my big pet peeves. People come up and be like, hey, fam, hey, fam. And it's like, you're not my fam. You know, it's like, would you even piss on me if I was on fire? I don't think so. So don't call me fam. You're not my family. And if I did have some family members like you, trust me, they're not on my Christmas card list. So fam yourself some flames. Okay? Right? The three that were thrown, okay, against the flames. Okay? That's the kind of thing where is how it feels. It feels like you're doing something wrong, but yet they were pushed to that flame. Okay? And that is when the higher power stepped in and said, I've seen enough. I've seen enough of that. And I'm not going to stand for it. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your last name is. I don't care how long you've belonged to this church or that church or whatever organization. Wrong is wrong. Right? And once you start on that healing journey, you're going to start feeling so much better, you're not going to want to stop. And soon all of that stuff is going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be something that you're not even going to have to talk about if you don't ever want to again. All right, folks, thank you for joining. Yes, somebody says help the algorithm. Sure, why not? Yes. Please do like the video if you've been in the chat today. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video. But if you would like to become a subscriber, it is 100% free and it's always free to watch my videos. The only thing you are spending is your time and perhaps watching the YouTube ads if you don't have one of the subscriptions. I personally have a subscription because I like to watch videos ad-free. And then, and by the way, no, YouTube isn't paying me to say this. And then it also includes some series and like classic movies and stuff. So if you're somebody like me who doesn't have like an Amazon Prime, to watch things online, maybe check out the YouTube one. It might do something for you. And if you're already on YouTube anyway, like me, and I watch other creators and stuff, then you skip through all the commercials. I personally think it's a good deal. It's like what I was paying at least like $8 or $9 a month for Netflix, and I still had to watch all these commercials, and I thought, well, this is just silly. On YouTube I can cut out the commercials with the subscription. So anyway, if you choose to subscribe, you can hit the notification bell and you will receive a push notification to your phone if they are enabled, okay? Or I believe it goes to your registered Google email as soon as a video is uploaded, okay? Of course, if you want to hear some music from my music channel, you can find that over at my Ophelia's Band channel. That is listed, I believe, in my main description of the channel, if you're looking for that today. Or you can go over to the community/post tab all the way over to the right, and you can scroll through and see previous releases that I've posted from not only this channel, but also my lifestyle channel, and which the lifestyle channel has some cooking things, travel tips, things of that nature, and then the music channel, of course, has me singing and performing and the occasional background vocals of the dogs. So he's just excited, he wants to get in on the action. So I hope everyone had a very nice holiday season so far, Christmas, and we have New Year's right around the corner. Where I am at, we started with some thunderstorms today. It was getting up to close to 60 degrees, and then it's going to get down to like in the teens tonight. It is crazy, the weather. So do stay safe out there wherever you are traveling. Until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.